Ever wondered what makes your drinking water safe? In this episode of Consumer Times, we dive deep into IS 10500 2012, India's comprehensive drinking water specification standard developed by the Bureau of Indian Standards. Discover how this crucial standard protects millions of Indians from waterborne diseases, what parameters it monitors, and why every consumer should understand these guidelines. From pH levels to chemical contaminants, we break down everything you need to know about the water you drink every day. Hello and welcome back to Consumer Times, where we decode the standards and regulations that protect you as a consumer. Today, we're talking about something absolutely essential to your daily life: the water you drink. Specifically, we're exploring IS 10500 2012, the Indian Standard for Drinking Water Specifications, and why this standard is one of the most important consumer protections in our country. Water is life. Before we dive into what exactly what is all about IS 10500 2012, the Indian Drinking Water Standard, please give your valuable comments, like, share and subscribe. We've all heard this phrase countless times, but have you ever stopped to think about what makes water safe to drink? In a country as diverse as India, where water sources vary dramatically from region to region, having a uniform standard for drinking water quality isn't just important, it's critical for public health. This is exactly where IS 10500 2012 comes into play. IS 10500 2012, developed by the Bureau of Indian Standards under FAD 25, which is the Food and Agriculture Department's Committee on Drinking Water, is the comprehensive specification that defines what constitutes safe drinking water in India. This standard was revised in 2012, updating the previous 1991 version to incorporate new scientific knowledge, emerging contaminants, and international best practices. Think of it as the ultimate safety checklist that your drinking water must pass before it reaches your glass. Now, you might wonder, what exactly does this standard cover? The answer is remarkably comprehensive. IS 10500 2012 establishes requirements for physical, chemical, biological, and radiological parameters of drinking water. It doesn't just say water should be clean, it provides specific, measurable criteria that can be scientifically verified and enforced. Let's start with the physical characteristics. The standard specifies that drinking water should be colorless, odorless, and have a pleasant taste. It sets limits on turbidity, which is essentially the cloudiness of water caused by suspended particles. High turbidity isn't just aesthetically unpleasant, it can harbor harmful microorganisms and reduce the effectiveness of disinfection. The standard also regulates total dissolved solids, ensuring that your water isn't too mineralized or too demineralized. Moving to chemical parameters, this is where IS 10500 2012 really shows its depth. The standard sets acceptable and permissible limits for numerous chemical substances. For instance, it regulates the pH level, ensuring water is neither too acidic nor too alkaline. It sets strict limits on heavy metals like lead, arsenic, mercury, and cadmium, substances that can cause serious health problems even at low concentrations. Lead, for example, can affect brain development in children, while arsenic is a known carcinogen linked to various cancers. The standard also addresses common concerns like fluoride and iron content. Fluoride in optimal amounts helps prevent dental cavities, but excess fluoride can cause fluorosis, leading to tooth discoloration and skeletal problems. Similarly, while iron is essential for human health, too much iron in water can cause staining and an unpleasant metallic taste. IS 10500 2012 strikes the right balance by specifying both acceptable and permissible limits for these substances. Perhaps most critically, the standard addresses microbiological quality. Water can look crystal clear and still harbor dangerous pathogens. is 10500/2012, requires that drinking water should be free from coliform bacteria, particularly E. coli, which indicates fecal contamination and the potential presence of disease-causing organisms. This requirement alone has probably prevented countless cases of cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and other waterborne diseases that once plagued our nation. So what are the benefits of having such a comprehensive standard? First and foremost, it protects public health on a massive scale. By establishing clear benchmarks for water quality, IS 10500/2012 helps prevent waterborne diseases that affect millions of people worldwide. When water suppliers, whether municipal corporations or private vendors, adhere to this standard, they're essentially creating a protective barrier between consumers and potential health hazards. Secondly, this standard promotes transparency and accountability in the water supply chain. It gives consumers a basis for demanding quality. If you're buying packaged drinking water, for instance, you have the right to expect that it meets IS 10500 specifications. Many reputable brands prominently display their compliance with the standard on their labels. This transparency empowers you as a consumer to make informed choices. The standard also drives quality improvement across the water industry. Water treatment facilities use IS 10500/2012 as their operational guideline, continuously monitoring and adjusting their processes to meet these specifications. This has led to significant investments in water treatment infrastructure and technology across India. From advanced filtration systems to UV disinfection and reverse osmosis, the push to meet IS 10500 standards has modernized our water treatment capabilities. For regulatory authorities and public health officials, IS 10500/2012 provides a scientific and legal framework for monitoring and enforcement. When contamination occurs, authorities have clear benchmarks to measure against and take corrective action. This standard also facilitates cooperation between different states and regions, creating a unified approach to water quality management across the country. Another often overlooked benefit is consumer awareness. The existence of this standard encourages people to ask questions about their water quality. Are you getting municipal water? Ask your local authority about testing reports. Using a water purifier at home? Check if it's certified to deliver water meeting IS 10500 specifications. Buying bottled water? Look for the BIS certification mark. This awareness creates a culture of quality consciousness that benefits everyone. The standard also supports India's development goals. Access to safe drinking water is fundamental to achieving better health outcomes, reducing child mortality, improving educational attendance, and enhancing overall quality of life. By establishing clear water quality benchmarks, IS 10500/2012 contributes to the broader objective of universal access to safe drinking water, which is also a United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. In conclusion, IS 10500/2012 is much more than a technical document. It's a guardian of public health, a driver of quality improvement, and an empowerment tool for consumers. Every time you drink a glass of water that meets this standard, you are benefiting from decades of scientific research, public health expertise, and regulatory oversight. As consumers, understanding these standards helps us make better choices and demand better quality. After all, when it comes to the water we drink, we shouldn't settle for anything less than the best. That's all for today's episode of Consumer Times. If you found this information valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Drop your questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and drink safe water.